Hi everyone, welcome. I appreciate you tuning in today. I know you'll get some helpful tips here, but I know how busy everyone is, and I want to thank you for stopping by. My first tip is to look at the flyer before going shopping. I covered this recently in a video I did on the top 10 grocery tips, and I figured that flyers can be somewhat complicated and challenging because there's so many of them that come out every week. So I figured I would just walk through a couple flyers from this upcoming week. Most of them are dominated by stuff for the Super Bowl. A lot of people having parties for that. But I thought I would go through them and point out some deals. So let's jump in here. First, we have Wal-Mart. Their front page of their flyer has the following deals on it. And I can start off by telling you that this is an amazing price for blueberries, $2.84. You're not going to see other stores maybe have it at double the price or something like $4 for a pint of blueberries, but to get this in winter is very good deal for it. So if it were me going shopping, I'd probably buy a couple of them. You can always freeze them if you don't go through them all, and then you've got some fresh blueberries to use in pancakes or smoothies or whatever you want to use with them for. Next up is Roma tomatoes, 84 cents a pound. As you can see, it says save 66%, $1.63 a pound. That is a really good deal. Anytime you can see something that's 2/3 off, unless it's something that's very cheap to begin with, you're gonna find your dollar's gonna go a lot further with it. I will say these tomatoes are good for sauces, making spreads, things like that, but I'm not sure about if you'd use them for sandwiches as much. But at 84 cents a pound, you cannot go wrong. Any vegetable under $1 a pound is a very good deal. Next up, ground beef, $3.97 a pound. Excellent deal. Anytime you see ground beef at what is, as you can see in the small print here, $8.75 a kilogram. Very good deal. This is a better price than you would even find at Costco. After that, we have chicken wings and more chicken wings. This is confusing here. The first one, chicken wings, they're maple leaf ones, and it's $4.53 a pound. So this package isn't $4.53 a pound, it's $4.53 a pound. So I'm gonna guess the packages vary in weight. You're still saving 40% on them, but I don't know, 20 pack of wings, you're probably looking at close to $10 for them. I'm not sure how good they are. To me, they look tiny in terms of the meat on them, but you know, Super Bowl, maybe something you want to try one time and see how it is. But right next to it, you have the Jane's wings, which are frozen, already breaded and flavored, sort of thing like that. But you can see that they're $6.94, so it's $6.94 versus $4.53. Well, this one looks like the better bargain, right? $4.53. I looked into it; they're pretty much exactly the same price. So it's up to you what you want to get. It's based on weight as opposed to the actual packaging for the maple leaf ones, but by my estimation, they work out to be the same price. Next up, we can see that pizza's on sale. This is going to be a pattern in the flyers we look at today. Everywhere has frozen pizza on sale. $4.94. It's an okay price, but to me, if you're holding a Super Bowl party, I would not be serving frozen pizza to people. Most people are looking for something that's fresh and maybe ordered in from other pizza places, so I'd probably skip this, but maybe if you want to have something that's in a pinch, $5 to have a meal at home that you can thaw out and heat up quickly, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't say they're the healthiest things. Tostitos and Lay's, $2.77, pretty good price. As we'll see in some of the other flyers, there's some other stores that are a bit cheaper, but overall, a pretty good price for them. Black Diamond cheese, shredded, and the bar of it, good price, $4.87. To me, anytime you can see these on sale for under $5, it's a good price. They do have a pretty good shelf life on them as long as you seal them up once you use them, so I would highly recommend this. This here is an amazing price for a 24 pack of Coke, or sorry, actually Pepsi here, same thing I guess, but depends what you like, but 24 cans for $10.97. I can tell you that most other stores are selling two 12 packs for $14, so you're getting basically $3 off the regular price at most other places. The only disadvantage here is you can't mix and match the flavors. You're getting 24 of one kind, but it really depends. If you like Pepsi and you want 24 of them, this is a great deal. Campbell's soup, this matches the lowest price I've seen on this this year, 77 cents. Really, you can't beat this price. If you're gonna have this for lunch, split it with someone else, you're looking at about 40 cents for soup for lunch. That's unbeatable in terms of something that's nutritious and especially filling in winter. The only thing I would say here is you have to sometimes watch the sodium levels on soup, but overall I think this is a very good deal if you're going to stock up on a bunch of them. Next up is margarine, Becel, plant butter, breadsticks, and spreads, $1.98, so you're saving $3 on this. I mean, that's really good savings, 60%, but I would say avoid this. This is processed margarine. I think you'd be better off holding out and getting the butter when it's on sale. Butter does cost more, but I think it's much better for you. Then we have great value vegetable oil and canola oil. I would also avoid this as well. This is oil that is highly processed and not great for you. It goes through a lot of different processes to get where it is, and it's not healthy at all. So I would highly avoid this. I would look for things like olive oil and things that are going to be more natural to cook with, avocado oil, things like that. Then we have Goldfish 40 pack. It's a Valentine's Day special. It's got special packaging on it. I know kids would probably love this. 40 packs for $8.77. I mean, that seems like a really good deal. You've got, if you've got children, it's probably a great deal, but I would warn that each package is only 14 grams, so that's like a handful of goldfish. I would probably say skip this unless you really want something for kids or to give them to at a party, with the Valentine's theme on it. You'd be better off buying a regular package of the goldfish and giving them away, packaging them in lunches and in special Tupperware containers, things like that, to get more bang for your buck. Next up is toilet paper, $15.97. Save $11. So anytime you're seeing save $11 on something that's comes down to $15.97, I think it's a pretty good deal. However, toilet paper is probably one of the most confusing products out there. We have here, if you might not be able to see it right on your screen, but I can tell you that it says one has 30 rolls, which equals 62, and the other one has 20 rolls, which equals 60. That's very confusing for the consumer. So I think in general they're probably both good deals, but if you're trying to do the math on them, you're better off just trying to get the one that has the most in it. So the one that has 62 rolls is probably the best deal here, but again, it's confusing. At the very bottom of the page, we've got tuna, 97 cents a can. It's great value. It doesn't really say what it's discounted from. It just says it's a featured low price. I would try it out one time if you like tuna and see how it is, but I know that compared to other brands of tuna, it's quite a good deal. If we want to look through the flyer here after the first page, there are a few deals that I saw within the other pages, but the main ones to get you in the store are going to be on the first page. The first one I can see here is the appetizers that they have, great value. They are $7.44. I've never had the great value appetizers, but if you're looking at things like mozzarella sticks or jalapeno poppers for a Super Bowl party, I think that would be a pretty good deal if you're going to try them out. I mean, the quality will be up to you to determine, but I think overall $7.44 for an appetizer is a pretty good price nowadays. Next up after that, we have some carrots, 98 cents a pound. I think that's a great deal if you're looking for a bulk purchase of carrots. You're saving $1 a kilogram, so anytime you can see anything that's going to be saving that much just per kilogram is a good deal. After that, we have, scrolling down here, avocados, $1.47, product of Mexico. If you're looking for a couple of those, I would try those out for sure. $1.47 is a great price. A lot of places I've seen elsewhere, $1.99 each, $2.50 each for one avocado, so I would definitely try those out. Next up, green bulk peppers. I would say avoid these. $2.97 a pound is quite expensive. Depending on how big the pepper is, it could be that you're looking at $2.50 just for one pepper. I know they make great additions to things like stir fries and pastas, but reality is if you can find a bulk pack of them and you're going to go through them, it's going to be much better to do that. Same with the grapes here, $3.97. Not a great price in my opinion. I mean, it is the middle of, early February, but $3.97. I've seen them cheaper recently, $2.99, prices like that. Next we have the bacon. It's 2 for $12 or $8.97 each. So if you're gonna buy this, you gotta buy two. Otherwise you're looking at, you're paying $18 for, $18 for one package of bacon each. What I would suggest though is it's not a great price. $6. I've seen them recently as low as $3.99, so $4. I would probably avoid this one if possible. Then if we go further down on the flyer, it becomes interesting in terms of more pop is on sale. This time it's Coke, 2 for $14 or $7.48 each. So if you're gonna buy it, you gotta buy two. Otherwise you're paying an extra unnecessary $1, but compared to the deal at the front of the paper, the flyer, 2 for $14 is much more expensive than the $11 for $24. So unless you really want Coke, I'd probably go with the Pepsi here. Yogurt here, 3 for $11. So you've got to buy 3 of them. So if you really like the yogurt, it's an okay deal. But at $4.28 each, I recently bought some of these for $3.33 each. So that is not a good deal if you just want to buy one of them. Further down the flyer, we see that there are some... Sorry, just lagging for a second here. I'm not sure why it's not loading, but I can tell you I wrote the deals down. The crackers they have in the flyer at $3.28 and you have to buy 3 of them. Not a good deal. Always be careful when you have to buy multiples of something. You'd be better off looking for a sale that's just one of something, because do you really want to have to store 2 boxes of crackers you're not going to eat for a long time? The next one is ground turkey at $8 a pound. It says it's 454 grams. That's how many grams are in a pound. Not a good price. I've seen this as low as $5 recently at Farm Boy, which is a much more expensive store. So Wal-Mart has $8 for it. Not good. Just before we move on to the next flyer, here, just want to give an overall verdict on the Wal-Mart flyer. I feel it's disappointing to me. A lot of the stuff on sale can be found at similar prices at other places, and much of the items on sale are highly processed foods, which is, to be fair, is a danger at most stores, especially when you're looking at the discount stores, but I would avoid it if possible. I'd also find it very hard to plan any meals around this flyer. There's a lot of things for Super Bowl, but when you're looking to plan your meals for the week, there's not a lot. There's only a few items for produce. I didn't see anything like pasta, rice, any sides like that. So let's take a look at Giant Tiger and see what they have on sale. First up, we have shredded cheese, and as I mentioned earlier, anytime you can see it under $5, it's a good deal. So $4.57, that's the best price I've seen in a long time. Black Diamond is a good brand. However, the Armstrong Nibblers, I would avoid these. I looked them up. There's only 200 grams in it, which if you have kids, those would be gone in no time. You'd be better off buying a block of cheese or something that's going to last a lot longer if you have 1 or 2 kids. Those would be gone in probably no time at $4.57 even. It was not a good deal. Here we get more ground beef on sale. This time it's $5.67 each and 650 grams. So we're saving 48%. It's a good deal, but the problem is it's 650 grams at $5.67. So you have to do some math on this. I did the math. It works out to be $8.72 per kilogram, which is right in line with Walmart and a fantastic price on ground beef. As I said earlier, you would go to Costco and it would be more expensive than this. And it's lean ground beef. It's Canadian. It's a worthwhile price to be getting at this. To me, I would probably stock up on a couple of these, get one or two of them, and you can freeze them in individual freezer bags. So that if you're going to make spaghetti, you're going to do a stir fry, you're going to do other pastas, you can just pull them out, have them ready in the morning for the evening so they can thaw out, and they're perfect for meals. Next, we have more pizza. This time it's even cheaper than Walmart at $3.97. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure I'd be serving these at a Super Bowl party, but if you want to get one to have in a pinch, it's worth it. I didn't even know Red Baron was in Canada. I thought that was an American brand. So maybe I'd check to see where it's from. Maybe that's how they're getting it so cheap. Maybe they're importing it from the US, but I'm sure it wouldn't be hurt to try one time. Next up, Old Dutch and Humpty Dumpty, $2.67, 32% off. Great price for a Super Bowl party. Personally, I don't love Old Dutch chips, but if you like them, it's a good price. I do love the party mix, especially the Wrinkle-O's in it, but again, if you're having a Super Bowl party, they're worth it for sure. Now we come down to some fruit they have on sale. Peaches and plums, $3.88 each. So again, we gotta do some math. 2 pounds. That works out to be, $1.90 a pound roughly for looking at it. So that's a good price. Peaches and plums tend to be quite expensive, especially when they're not in season. But these ones, as we can see, are from Chile. I would probably have to see these in person to know whether or not to buy them. You might be getting peaches that are, not the greatest, but again, it's up to you to have to look at them in person. I would say that they're worthwhile to check out at that price. Next up, we have some ribs. They are Texas barbecue ribs, and they are $5.97 each, saving 45%. I would try these. I've never had them before. They would be good to have with a meal. If you're splitting them with another person, that works up to be $3 each for ribs. I don't know if they're that good quality. Maybe you're getting more bone than meat in them, but it's worth trying them once. If you had this with some green beans and some rice, I think they'd be excellent for a meal. Maybe not something you'd want to have all the time. You'd probably have to check on the back for the sodium and the calories, but worth trying once. Up next is spinach, $2.47. That sounds like a great price, but it is 5 ounces, which is a very small container of spinach. If you're looking at regular prices, you can find maybe a 12-ounce package for about $4 something, so you'd have to determine whether it's worth it or not. I'd probably say check it out and see maybe what the expiry date is on it, or if it looks like it's really fresh, I would try it maybe one time. But the onions here, $2.47 for 2 pounds red onions. Red onions do cost more than other yellow or white onions, and these are Canadian ones, so $1.23 each. I think they're worth getting, especially if you want to put them in salads, on burgers, things like that. Jif peanut butter, $5.47. That is an okay price. A lot of times lately I've seen $5.99 for peanut butter, but as we're going to see in the next couple of flyers coming up, it's actually much cheaper nowadays for Kraft peanut butter, which is lately at $4.99. So if you like Jif peanut butter over Kraft, it's a great deal, but as you'll see coming up, $4.99 for Kraft at many stores. Here we have Heinz ketchup and Miracle Whip. So Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. It's a mayonnaise-like topping, so I'd probably avoid the Miracle Whip and get the real stuff. And then we have Heinz ketchup, 1 liter, I believe this one is, $4.97. That's a pretty good price. If you want to buy ketchup, it's a good price for it on sale. Don't go for smaller packages of ketchup. Ketchup lasts forever in your fridge. Get the bigger one if you're going to buy ketchup. I know it's only going to cost you about 40 cents more, but sometimes you can get double the amount or 33% more. Go for the more large size one, and it'll last forever. Next up is Cheese Whiz, $3.97, 33% off. I would probably say avoid this. This is not even cheese. They can't even call it cheese, hence why it's spelled Cheez. The only reason I can see to get it is if your kids like having it on broccoli, cauliflower, celery, things like that, to get them to eat their vegetables. But otherwise, it is not a healthy product at all. So the front page of the flyer, I think it's some pretty excellent prices. It does impress me how Giant Tiger can compete with Wal-Mart on price. They're a Canadian chain and they don't have as many locations, but they seem to do a really good job of matching prices and keeping prices fair for their customers. If we look at some other deals here that are on the other pages, $1.88 for 2 pounds of carrots, and the onions, I would say the carrots are a good deal. We'll see later on that the onions can actually be cheaper at other stores. So maybe hold off on the onions until they're a better deal, but the carrots are a good deal. These appetizers, I've not had these ones, similar to Walmart, but when you're having things like jalapeno poppers or mozzarella sticks for a Super Bowl party, I don't think you can go wrong. I would try them out one time. Also, the eggs here, $4.49 for omega-3 eggs. I have seen these elsewhere for $2 more, so that's a good price. I'm not really sure what the difference is between omega-3 eggs and regular eggs. I do think, to me, there's not much difference. I'd probably get the cheaper ones, but if you do want omega-3 eggs, that is a good price for them. The ice cream sandwiches here, especially if you have kids, $4.97 for 12 of them. You're looking at a 40-cent ice cream sandwich. That is a great price. I mean, if you go to a corner store or other places, you're looking at $1, $2, $3 for one frozen treat. So to get that many is a good price, and Chapman's is a good Canadian brand. Other things I would look at on here, I'd probably avoid things like Smokies. Those are highly processed. I mean, they're nice to have once in a while, but they are not very healthy for you. Coming along here, Oreos Minis, I'd probably avoid these. $2.97, you're getting 6 packages of mini cookies. I know especially kids will love them, but you're better off just buying the regular Oreos. You're going to be having a lot cheaper a deal than getting $2.97 for what accounts for probably some really small cookies in them. Elsewhere, you can see here in the flyer there are some King's Hawaiian bread, $3.97. I don't understand the reason for buying these. I guess they're for having it dinner rolls and they're sweet, but I would avoid them. $3.97 for 12 small rolls. I'd probably skip the bread altogether. Elsewhere in the flyer, we're hitting a refresh here. The other ones I saw where they have Tim Hortons granola bars, I'd pass on these. These are pretty much, just chocolate bars you're eating, and there's nothing healthy about them at all. And then there is some Townhouse crackers, but they don't seem like much of a deal at $3.50, so I would avoid these as well. Here's the Tim Hortons ones right here. To me, this is just sugary junk. Crackers, they can be okay, but $3.48, you're only saving 30 cents. I've seen them much cheaper elsewhere. The Swiss cheese is good. I mean, anytime you can get cheese slices for, about $3 per 100 grams, you're looking at it to be okay, but I have seen better on sale recently. So overall, I think you can get, you can't get the selection that Walmart has, but from my point of view, Giant Tiger has more things you can build meals around here. Peanut butter, ribs, spinach, beef, but you have to be careful as many of these are processed foods, especially things like Cheese Whiz, Smokies, and chicken breast pieces that were in there as well. I would probably avoid that stuff. Next up is No Frills, and they are owned by Loblaws, if you did not know that. They have the flyer out for this week, and they're also focusing a lot on Super Bowl items. But at the top of their page here, they have pork back ribs, $2.99 a pound. I would try these. I have not really cooked that many ribs before, but I think at $2.99 a pound, they're a good deal. As long as they've got more meat on them than bone, you should be getting a good meal out of them. Then we have strawberries, $2.77 for a 1 pound clamshell. This is a great price. Other places you're going to see them $4.99, $5.99. I've seen even yesterday at the store for $6.99 for 1 pound. The only thing is with this flyer is I'm not sure why they don't say what the regular price is. It says only $2.77. Well, what's it regularly? If they're regularly charging $4.99, they should really highlight the fact that it's going to be discounted a lot. Here we have 10 pounds of onions for $2.99. Now, you probably have to really like onions to buy 10 pounds of them, but if you've got a large family, who knows, maybe you have a restaurant, this is a great price. 29 cents a pound for the onions. Up above, we saw that Giant Tiger had them for, I think it was something like 80 cents a pound. So 29 cents a pound. If you need them, I would get this. This is a great price. After that, there are Farmers Market apples and Farmers Market oranges, mandarin oranges. Farmers Market is a Loblaws brand, and I think it's a pretty bad brand. Usually, they have two things they make. They have baking, which is like made in a factory somewhere, frozen and then shipped to stores, and then they have Farmers Market fruits and vegetables. Now, I bought their carrots before. They're perfectly fine. They come in bags. So I would really probably have to try out these apples or oranges to make sure they're okay. The apples are about $1 a pound. Most other places you're going to see them being, $2.99 a pound, $2.49 a pound. So they are a great price, but it depends on the quality of them. As we can see here, they're product of Ontario, which means they're probably from last summer. They're probably quite small, so not much to them. And Gala ones are good. I don't know about those Ambrosia ones, but I would try them out one time and see how they are. But again, the Farmers Market one to me are not always quality. It's kind of ironic that it's called Farmers Market because it's nothing that you would find at a farmer's market. The mandarin oranges, I would try them at $3.94. They're from Morocco, Spain, or Egypt, so they've come a long way to your table from that far away to be that cheap, but they're worth trying one time, I think. Here I can see there's alfaghetti and beans. So, unless you have kids, avoid the alfaghetti. But beans for 99 cents, half price. These have gone up a lot during the pandemic or after the pandemic, so 99 cents is a good price. Here we see Armstrong cheese, Canadian brand, $4.77. As I said earlier, everything under $5 for this cheese is a good deal. So that's keeping with it. Here, shrimp. Okay, this would be good if you wanted to add them to meals, but for $5. They're 28% off, which I'm guessing that doing some quick math is maybe $1 off or so. So not an amazing deal, but if you like shrimp, they're worth trying out. Next up, $1.25 for Oasis and Del Monte juices. So you're saving 53%, so they're regularly $2.59 with my quick math. It's a good price if you're going to drink them. I also see there's Arizona iced tea, which is just sugar in a can, but Oasis juices for kids as well as Del Monte, it would be worth it, but otherwise $1.25. I would never probably drink these personally, but kids love juice. More pizza on sale. So this is the third flyer. There's more pizza on sale. As you can see, this one is Dr. Oetker. There's a different brand, $3.47. I have had these. There's not much to them, but if you want to keep one in a freezer as a pinch, if you're tight for making a meal one night, it might be worth it, but it's a lot of bread as opposed to toppings on most of them. The next one is paneer. I have not had, I've not bought paneer before. I've had it. It's $4.44. You're only saving 26%. I don't know how frequently it goes on sale, but it seems like it's an okay deal. Nothing to be running to the store to get right away. Next up, Lay's. We saw them on sale at Walmart. I think they were $2.77. So here they have beat Walmart. They have the better price, but again, you're saving 27 cents, so nothing too big. Kraft peanut butter. This is the cheapest price I have seen for Kraft peanut butter in probably 3 or 4 years. Before the pandemic, you get it for $3.99 at the cheapest, maybe $3.77, prices like that. So maybe the price of it's actually coming back down, because who knows why it went up so much. Maybe the price of peanuts went up, supplies, other things that go in it. But this is a Canadian brand, which is good to buy. I would probably avoid the hazelnut spread, however. That's just putting chocolate on or sugar on a piece of bread. Same with Nutella, things like that. Next up is laundry. So 148 loads and 74 loads, the same price. Very confusing as usual. I would probably have to read the labels a bit more and find out what's better. Uh, actually, the difference here, now that I read it closer, is that one is detergent and the other one's a fabric softener. I don't use fabric softener in my laundry. I just would use the detergent and maybe a dryer sheet. So $7.99, saving 38%. It's a pretty good deal. And finally, at the bottom of their page, they have, here's where things can get confusing. So they have a $10 price for this meat, lean ground beef, and it says it's 3 times 300 grams, which is 900 grams of meat for $10. When we saw earlier at Giant Tiger and Walmart, it's cheaper to buy the ground beef that's fresher and prepared in their butcher as opposed to this bag that's coming. The only thing is they're also giving you $2 in value on an app. Okay, that's great that you can get the $2 value on the app, but I'd personally just rather have it be $8 than have to save up points on an app. So I would probably avoid this. I'm also not sure about the quality. Anytime things come bagged like this, like the chicken strips, you're probably mainly getting bread as opposed to, a good piece of chicken. I don't drink coffee personally, which is weird. I know most people do, but I asked some friends and they said that this is actually a pretty good price at $15 for 930 grams of roast coffee. Plus, you're getting the $5 value on the app. Again, I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather just say $10 here, but it's up to you whether you want to get this and have the points for it. If you got the points, okay, it becomes a much better deal. But coffee lately has gone up in price quite a bit. Other deals I saw within the flyer that are either deals or no deals. If we take a quick look at the other pages here. This $4 for the Swiss cheese is better than the Giant Tiger deal, so that might be worth getting. It's got in it only 150 grams, which I'm gonna guess is probably about 8 slices of cheese. So if you price that out per slice, it actually still is not the cheapest. Then we have $5 for the brie or sausage. I think these are both good deals when you're saving a third of the price on them. They're great, especially if you're going to do something at a Super Bowl party that's a bit fancier. So I would recommend getting these if you want. After that, we have the Ziggies. I think these are pretty bad products in my opinion compared to others. We have the coleslaw here as well as the tortellini. I'd probably go with the tortellini over the coleslaw. I don't even think this is very highly processed. It just looks like a bunch of goop. So I would probably stay away from the coleslaw, maybe try the pasta. Right after that, we have 97 cents for a baguette. Sorry, 99 cents for a baguette, which you really can't beat the price on. It's white or whole wheat. I would try it. I know that they bake them fresh at Daily because I've seen them at No Frills when I've been there. Valentine's candy, my advice is just avoid this altogether. You're paying way more than regular candy. So I would just forget it. Some other deals I saw on the flyer, which are really good. 5 or 6 avocados for $3.99. You can't beat that price. That works out to be like 50 cents, maybe 75 cents per avocado. They also have 5 peppers for $4.49. As I mentioned earlier, they had some other places where they're about $2.75 each. So 5 peppers for $4.49. They have turkey and ground chicken for $8 a pound. Again, not a great deal. Maybe it's gone up in price recently, but I've seen it for $5 recently. They have 2 marinated chicken breasts for $10. I would say that's a big no. $10 for 2 chicken breasts, that's $5 each. You'd be better off buying, 5 or 6 of them, taking the 2 you want to have for dinner tonight and freezing the rest at a much cheaper price. Yeah, I would avoid these completely. And then they have bread at $3 each, which is a good price nowadays. Most bread is going for $4 for a loaf of bread at the grocery store. Next up is FreshCo, and here we have chicken. Actually, before I go on, I will give a verdict about No Frills. I would say you can do much more with this flyer than you can do with the first 2, Giant Tiger and Walmart. There is way more things you can make meals out of, way more things that you would use every day, and it feels like a real grocery store flyer. The other one had more processed food, though you still have to be careful with No Frills, but this thing seemed to have more produce, more meat, More things that you could use regularly. I didn't even mention that they had good prices on pasta, 2 liters of milk, 12 packs of pop, tomato sauce, and more. So there was some good deals to be had at No Frills. To me, they are currently the leader of all the flyers. The next one up is FreshCo, as I said. So first thing they have is chicken. Thighs or drumsticks, $9.95. Regular $16. Okay, so as you can see, you're saving $7 on this to get it down to $10. Doesn't tell you how much is in the package. You can see there's a bunch of chicken drumsticks and a bunch of thighs here, but how many pounds is in it? Even blown up, I can't read what it says here. So I'm sure if you're watching, you would have trouble seeing it as well. So I feel that I'd probably avoid this. I don't really like drumsticks. That's not something I would purchase regularly. The thighs can be good for meals, but overall, I'd have to really see them in store to determine if this is an okay meal. Next up, we have pizza. Pizza again on sale, $3.47. Dr. Oetker. Seems to be a pattern. Maybe they're hoping to sell some pizza this week because they know some people are going to be ordering pizza from places like Domino's, Pizza Hut. You know, to have those ordered in for the big game. Most people don't want to be around the oven when the game is going on. So I'd probably say, again, if you want to get one, go for it. But most people don't want that at a Super Bowl party. Avocados, $1.96 for 5. So here's the best deal we've seen yet for them. Quick math tells me that's 40 cents for an avocado. You cannot beat that price. How big they are and the quality of them, you're going to have to judge in person. The only other problem, too, is that most of them will ripen at the same time, so you're going to use a lot of them. But if you're preparing guacamole this weekend, I think it would be a steal of a deal if they had some actually decent avocado meat in them. Blackberries, $1.96. It's a good price, but, you know, it's a small container, and also I don't really love blackberries that much. So I personally wouldn't get it, but if you do love them, that's a good price. I see 8 pounds of oranges from Egypt here for $4.94. Oranges that are coming all the way from Egypt, that is a good price, for 8 pounds of them. Quick math, probably that's like 55 cents each, 55 cents a pound. I would look into these and try them one time. I don't know the quality of them. You have to judge for yourself, but I would try them. I've not heard of this brand of chicken wings, but 2 pounds of wings for $9 is a pretty good deal. It doesn't say it's 2 pounds, but I can tell you that 1 to 1.2 kilograms does work out to be about 2 pounds. So if you're having a party this weekend, I would try them, see what the quality is. They probably have different flavors of them. The yogurt is a good deal, $2.29, but personally, I would avoid this. And here's why. Unless you have a family that is going to be eating yogurt or a couple that's going to be eating yogurt pretty quickly, I wouldn't buy these because as soon as you open them, the clock starts running on them. You could have these sealed for months and they would be okay, but as soon as they're exposed to air, they can start going moldy. So personally, I buy the smaller ones. It may cost a little bit more, but I'm not going to waste any of them. They're all going to get used. So really, if I'm looking at the cost of them, I'm actually saving money by buying packages of them. I know that doesn't make sense, but if I eat all of it, as opposed to I have to throw half this away, it's not a good deal. Here we have the chips again, $2.48, consistent with other places, good prices. They do have the Smart Food, which can be more expensive, so that's a good price for that. They have $1.25 for 2 liters of pop. That is almost deflation at this point. That's a price you'd find probably 20 years ago even for 2 liters of pop, so it's a good price. Only thing is, the catch here, you have to be a member of their loyalty program, which is seen. So otherwise you're paying $1.99, which is still an okay deal, but you probably want to get the card if you're going to buy it. It doesn't cost anything to become to have loyalty points at any of these places. Next one is roasted seaweed or spring rolls. So I'm not familiar with the seaweed. 2.8 kilograms, 120 grams of it seems like very tiny. So this, you wouldn't get much for $11. 120 grams is just like, what's a good comparison? Maybe like a couple small chocolate bars worth of weight. So you wouldn't get much in it, but maybe it's a good price because obviously it's usually $18 sort of thing. Then we have the spring rolls, which I don't know this brand, Kim Fat, but there is what appears to be 100 spring rolls in it at 28 grams each. So if you're having a party, 100 spring rolls for $11 seems like a great deal. I don't know if they're good. These ones are vegetarian, so there's no meat in them, which is perfectly fine, but I would try it one time to see how it is. So they have some nice prices on snacks, the avocados and the oranges here. The pop is a good price too, but the rest of the things are, the orange is okay, but I'm not sure you could get a lot here you could plan a meal around. Maybe the chicken thighs, but again, I'm not sure how much you're getting for that price, so you'd have to really look into it. In terms of the actual rest of the flyer, I found that they had strawberries on sale, $4.99. So the last flyer we looked at, I believe they were $2.99 and no frills actually. So not a great deal. I mean, they're okay, but nothing to write home about. The Roma tomatoes, $1.99. We saw Wal-Mart had those at half the price. They have bread on for $3, which is a good price here. They have Parmesan cheese for $7.99, save $3 on it. That is good, especially for putting it on things like pasta. That's a really nice quality Parmesan cheese. So it's not cheap at $7.99, but it goes a long way, especially if you shred it. Further on in the flyer, they have some spinach and spring mix at $3.99. That is a good price for that. Other places you're looking at $5 for them. They have pop for $6.99. This is an okay price for a 12-pack of them. Anytime you're buying 12 packs, you have to pay more than usual, so that would be okay. They have Unico chickpeas on sale for $1.59. And then they have $2.79 for a large sour cream. That's a good price. I would just make sure to watch the date on it. You always have to watch the dates on it. I know the last time I bought sour cream, there was one I picked up, it was going to be expiring in a week. And then other times I picked them up and they're a month away. So really watch the date on them unless you're going to be using them right away. Elsewhere in the flyer, there was baby carrots for $1.49. That's a good price. I mean, I remember 15 years ago, those were 99 cents, so they haven't gone up much in inflation since then. So overall, the verdict, I would say they have a lot of item on sale, similar to No Frills. They could have more meat and produce in here. There is quite a bit, but not as much as No Frills has. And they have fair prices, the stuff that's not on sale. I was at FreshCo just this week, and if you're not buying stuff on sale, it's at least a fair price. You're not going to have sticker shock there. So the final one we're going to look at is Food Basics. They are owned by Metro. Here we have sausages on sale, 4 for $4.98. To me, that looks like a good deal. They're about $1.25 each. The problem is, what are they regularly? Are they 50% off? Are they 10% off? It's really hard to tell from the flyer. I will say that Wowza doesn't tell me much about what the discount is, so you probably have to look it up at some other places, but I'd say overall they're not a great price. Seems okay anyways. Here we see ground beef again, $3.88. Great price. Lean ground beef, a large package. Again, I'd probably buy multiple of these and freeze them where I can. So that's a great price. Here we see they have garlic toast, King's Hawaiian, and Rudolph's. I don't think that's a great price. I mean, these are just buns. I'm sure they're okay. The Rudolph's is an okay price, but I would say up until about a year and a half ago, they were $2 each. So that was a promo that was on for quite a while. So to say wow's at $2.98. The thing is, when it shows the picture here, it shows a loaf of bread, but it's really only like a half loaf of bread. So it's not much you're getting. The pepperoni sticks, I personally wouldn't buy these, but I looked them up elsewhere and you'd be saving about $4, so it is a decent price of other places. I just personally wouldn't buy them. Here we have blueberries, $1.88. Seems like a great deal, but it's actually a very small container, 170 grams. So unless you're just going there, to buy a blueberry, you happen to be there and you might buy a small package of them, it'd be worth it, but really you'd have to buy a couple of them and you'd be at $4 at that point to make up for what pints are going for elsewhere. So it's an okay price. The pineapple, that's a great deal. $2 for a whole pineapple. The only problem is you have to core it. Actually, though, I do know at some stores, I've seen at No Frills, they have machines there that will core the pineapple for you. I don't know how much waste comes out of it, but like in terms of does it get all the fruit of it? But they do have some places that will core the pineapples for you for free. Here we see Lay's, $2.75, Tostitos as well. That's a good price. We saw elsewhere they were $2.50, $2.77, so right in line with everywhere else. Here's a nice price on the broccoli crowns and potatoes. So broccoli can be expensive, $1.25 each. For a broccoli crown is a good price. And then we have 5 pounds of potatoes for $1.25. Quick math, that's 25 cents a pound for potatoes. These are russets. They're Canadian. These are good for baked potatoes. So you can also use them in mashed potatoes. I've done that before as well. More pizza, $4.98 Giuseppe, and dip as well. That's a huge package of dip. So they're good prices, but again, Super Bowl, I wouldn't be having that for a Super Bowl party. Peanut butter, $4.98, great price. As I said earlier, that's the lowest I've seen in a long time. You can get rid of the hazel spread because that's just spreading sugar on your, not that there's not sugar in peanut butter at least, but at least there's some more nutrition than that. So overall verdict, there are some good things you can use in meals here. Here are the potatoes, the ground beef, the broccoli, and then there's some good snacks for the Super Bowl as well. Other deals I saw in the flyer, they have Habitant soup for $1.88, which is a good price, which I did not know until recently it is owned by Campbell's. So that was a surprise to me, so that's why the Campbell's is right beside it. But at $1.88, I would get it. It's a huge can of it. I have had these ice cream bars before. That is a good price for them. They're really good. They're a house brand, Irresistibles. Food Basics is owned by Metro, so that's why you'll find that brand there elsewhere as well. And then $6.25 for the pop. That's a good deal as well. We saw other places it was basically $7 a case. So $6.25 is a very good deal. That works out to be $12.50 for 24 cans, and you can mix and match the flavors. So having a Super Bowl party, if you want to have a couple flavors, that makes a great deal there. Elsewhere on the flyer, I saw that there was bottled water on sale. Do not buy bottled water. The only time you should be buying bottled water is if there's a reason for it, that you can't access water any other way. But bring a bottle of water with you. Otherwise, you're just wasting money, and it's bad for the environment. I know $4 doesn't seem like much, but think about the plastic in this. It's not a great deal in terms of what you should be buying. They have on the app a special deal here for cheese slices, $4.99. So this blows out of the water the other deals we've seen. So save $1.50, you get 240 grams on it. You get 12 slices as opposed to probably the 8 we saw in the other stores. So that's a good price there. The only thing I would say is if you really want to save money, you buy a brick of cheese and slice it yourself. But this is quick for making sandwiches. I get it. It's a time saver. Other things I saw on the flyer, they have yogurt for a good price. I think that was up further. I might have just passed it. It was the Oikos yogurt for $3 each. You don't have to buy them in bulk. Chicken breasts are a lot that are down below. They were $7.99 for a pound. That is a lot of money for a chicken breast. You can find them much cheaper than that other times. And the final deal I saw was bacon. It's not a great price. It's $5.99. I paid $3.99 this week for it at another store. So it's an okay price, but I'd watch out on it. So you can find better deals elsewhere. Overall, they have a lot of items on sale, but similar to other stores, there's a lot of processed food here. They do have some good produce prices. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're pretty good. Like the cucumbers, $1.77. But in terms of how I would rank the flyers, No Frills to me had the best flyer mix of things that were you could use for meals, things that you could use for a Super Bowl party, and things that you could use on once in a while. Food Basics I would put second, followed by FreshCo, Giant Tiger, and to me the most disappointing flyer was Wal-Mart. They had some nice prices, but not a lot you could plan your meals around. Maybe in person they have the good prices all the time. They talk about everyday low prices. Maybe that's why they don't have much in their flyer, but to me this would not be something I would be going out to be buying right away from Walmart. I would much rather go to No Frills and support a Canadian company too. So my advice for all these flyers is look at the meat, the produce, and dairy first. See what you can plan meals around. If there's pastas, rice, things like that you can add to a meal, like, you know, you have your vegetables, your starches, your meats, your dairy, things that are going to be healthy for you, your grains. Look and see what's on sale in those first, and then look at what they have on sale for snacks, because the highly processed food is everywhere, and you can save money by buying the healthy stuff on sale as well. One final flyer I'm going to look at here is Shoppers Drug Mart. And the reason I'm going to look at this is they have 2 days sales on February 1st and 2nd. Now, today is February 6th, that's in the past. But they always have these 2 day sales. And they have some great deals. These are basically what stores call loss leaders. So they're not even making money on this. This is $3.49 for a 12-pack of eggs. You won't find a cheaper price on this anywhere in Canada. I can probably guarantee that, unless you're buying it straight from a supplier. They've got butter at $4.99. That is an excellent price. They have these chips for $7.50. It's hard to beat that price on them, because especially the Miss Vickies, they've gone up in price dramatically. You know, really look at the stuff that you can only buy for 2 days, because they're trying to get you in the store, and they don't even care if they lose money on them. They just have such a volume play with these items that they'll get you in the store, hope that you buy the eggs and butter and maybe some chips, and then hope you buy other things that they're going to make a profit on. You know, there's sort of blowout deals, and they have them every week. Again, here, 18-pack, says hot deals. I guarantee when the flyer comes out for February 8th, their sales start on Saturday, this deal will be on the front page of the flyer. It's always there. Always on sale. It's the cheapest price you can find pop anywhere in Canada. 18-pack, it's cheaper than a 12 or 24 packs, and they have it consistently. Not all the Shoppers Drug Marts are big enough to have it, but you will find good deals there. Then you also have to watch out below. You got Ruffles 2 for $8.50. Not a great deal. We saw Lay's were $2.50 each elsewhere. They're all owned by the same company. Unless you really love Ruffles, go for the cheaper chips. But that about wraps it up. In terms of any questions anyone has, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. But I really appreciate if anyone tuned in even for 5 minutes. This is just something I wanted to do as a fun exercise. I don't know if it was helpful, but I find it helpful. I know I find it helpful when preparing my list for the week for shopping, and it really helps you save money. You know, as Wal-Mart on the screen here says, save money, live better. It's true. You don't have to do it at Wal-Mart, but if you save money, you will live better. I encourage you to check out my latest video, 10 grocery shopping tips to have you that help me live a better life. Really, it changed the quality of my life by following these. They're not complicated. It doesn't take a lot of work, and it can also help you, you know, save for that vacation, save for retirement, you know, better plan your finances, because Canadians are paying way too much for food. I think if, you know, the average Canadian food bill was presented, or even, you know, the top high end of it, people would be blown away at how much people are spending on food. It's just so much money, and it's the thing that we buy all the time, consistently, week after week after week. And why not be smart about it and give yourself a better quality of life? So if you like my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm just starting out to